You want more leads, you want more consistent work, you want to grow. But here's the problem. Most contractors are flying blind when it comes to their marketing budget. Some spend nothing, some throw random dollars at Facebook or Angie's List and hope something sticks. And most, they're stuck in the 1 to 3% range, wondering why their pipeline dries up and when the season slows down. Here's the harsh truth. Marketing isn't optional anymore, and 3% won't cut it. While other industries are investing 7 to 10% of revenue to drive growth, the average contractor is still underinvesting, and it's costing them thousands in lost jobs and missed opportunities. And if you think buying leads is the same as marketing, we really need to talk, because renting leads from Angie or Home Advisor isn't the same as owning your own lead generation system. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how much you should spend on marketing based on your company's size, trade, and goals, and how to actually use that budget the right way. There's a no-fluff, data-backed guide to build a marketing system that fuels growth and future-proofs your business. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our weekly contractor marketing content. First of all, let's talk about the traditional mindset. For years, contractors have gotten away with spending very little on marketing. The old rule in construction was spend about anywhere between 1 to 3% of revenue on marketing efforts. Most construction businesses still hover in this range, relying almost entirely on word of mouth and repeat business. Some even brag about spending nothing on marketing at all. But here's the reality check. This approach doesn't cut it anymore, especially if you want to grow. When you look at other consumer industries, right, companies routinely invest anywhere between 7 to 10% of their revenue in marketing. And according to Gartner's 2024 CMO Spend Survey, marketing budgets across all industries average 7.7% of company revenue. Meanwhile, construction firms were spending only between 2 and 3% on marketing, right? That's less than half of what other industries invest. This gap isn't just a statistical curiosity, it represents a massive growth opportunity for most contractors that are missing. By the way, this is what private equity does when they buy a company. They turn up the budget because it represents a massive opportunity to grow fast. Let's talk about why contractors underspend. So why do contractors consistently underspend on marketing? First of all, there's a few key reasons. First, there's an over-reliance on word of mouth. Many contractors believe the happy customer telling a friend is all the marketing they need. And while referrals are valuable, they're inconsistent and don't scale. During economic downturns or slow seasons, referrals dry up fast. Second, many contractors view marketing as a cost, not an investment. When you come from a trade background, it's easy to prioritize spending on equipment, tools, and labor, things that directly produce work. Marketing feels indirect, and without clear tracking, it's hard to see the return on investment. Third, there's the we're already busy mentality. Especially after the 2020 surge in home improvement, many contractors have full backlogs and think, why should I spend marketing if I'm already turning away jobs? But marketing conditions change quickly, and those who cut marketing when busy often scramble when things slow down. Finally, many contractors simply lack marketing expertise or have been burned by agencies that overpromise and underdeliver. This creates skepticism and leads to minimal toe-in-the-water budgets that never really move the needle. Here's what's changed. Today's homeowners find and choose contractors online. 91% of homeowners rely on online reviews before selecting a home service provider. Even if someone gets your name from a friend, they're still going to Google and check your reviews before calling. If you have little to no marketing presence or online presence at all, you're basically invisible to all your potential customers. Your competitors who are investing in digital marketing are capturing the lion's share of new business. They're beating you because they're beating you online. The ROI of digital marketing, the return on investment of digital marketing. Let's talk about return on investment, because that's what really matters. Is marketing actually worth it for contractors? The data says yes, and I'm going to break you down in some numbers. For Google search advertising, which is pay-per-click, right? It's been around over 20 years. The normal business average anywhere between $2 in revenue for every $1 that is spent. That's a 200% return, effectively doubling your money. Obviously, you have to know what you're doing, because if you don't know, you can lose a lot of money. Some well-optimized campaigns can achieve $8 in revenue per $1 spent. For SEO, search engine optimization, the ROI is even higher for the long term. Studies have found SEO can yield 500% to 1300% return on investment for contractors. That's a 13x investment. Let me give you a real example. One construction company that focused on constant marketing website saw An increase in marketing and lead generated over $500,000 in revenue attributed to those leads. Look at our website for many examples I've seen that, where we have a 15 to 20x return on SEO. So even social media and Facebook ads can deliver strong returns. If you look online, right, you know a lot of your competition is using Google Ads, using SEO to get results. You have peers in your business, you know friends that have done it. We have a lot of case studies on our website. We have over 40 case studies, over 35 video testimonials that can actually show you the results we're getting from our clients. So if you really want to spend online, obviously you know it works, but a lot of contractors feel frustrated because it hasn't worked for them. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. How much should I actually spend on marketing, right? The answer varies based on your size, your trade, and growth ambitions. But I'm gonna give you some specific recommendations that you can take for your business, right? So small contractors have less money to spend. I would recommend be a little bit more aggressive, right? Between 5 to 7% of revenue reinvested into marketing. The SBA, the Small Business Administration, actually recommends between 7 to 8% for companies under 5 million in revenue with good, healthy profit margins. For mid-sized companies, anywhere between 1 to 5 million. So in terms of recommendations, if you want to be aggressive, I would invest anywhere between 7 to 10%. Now, most contractors I've spoken to have not gotten close to that mark on that side, right? If you're like a $5 million company and you're investing 5%, that's $250,000. Now, most contractors are afraid to spend that amount, but I would be more aggressive in spending that mark. So here's what I'll do. Anywhere between 3 and 5% to start with. If you want to be more aggressive, anywhere between 5 to 10%. I know some other contractors in other spaces, for example, HVAC and plumbing, are spending 10 to 15%. If you're talking about businesses like plumbing, HVAC, more specialty trades that have more private equity, they're spending anywhere between 12% in marketing. So that's the thing you have to understand. These guys are more aggressive, they're more competitive, they're spending more on marketing. So you have to really step up your game because it gets more competitive online. Home builders and large remodelers who operate on fewer high-value projects might spend a bit less. I would say between 3 and 5%. They focus on portfolio showcasing and brand credibility. General contractors, which can be more commercial focused, are usually spending the less. They're spending between 1 and 3% because they usually drive their business through relationships, right? So I recommend that budget, right? Now, if you want to aggressively grow, you should obviously be tied to your growth goals, right? So if you want to grow, you have to maintain your current revenue or achieve modest growth. 5% of revenue is reasonable maintenance mode. You won't likely double your business at this level, but you should keep pace with the market. If you want to actively grow, market share, or expand, 7 to 10% is a zone for deliberate growth. This allows for more aggressive advertising and an experimental campaign to capture new customers. If you're supercharging growth or launching a new division, a temporary boost to 10 to 15% might be justified to quickly establish brand recognition in a new rocket and a new service or area. Allocating your budget. Once you set your budget, you need to allocate it effectively across channels. Here's a rough allocation for home services contractor aiming for growth. Allocate 40 to 50% on search marketing, Google Ads, and local service ads. These often drive the fastest lead conversion. I would put 20 to 30% into your website, SEO, and content. This is a mix of upfront projects and ongoing creation that pays off in lower leads later. I would dedicate 10 to 15% in social media and retargeting ads. Use Facebook and Instagram to stay in front of your customers and showcase your potential projects. Invest 5 to 15% in revenue management and our CRM systems, tools that help you get more customer reviews and manage reputation. Save 5 to 10% for other marketing efforts like yard signs, track reps, or your local community sponsors that support your overall presence. The key is to use a mix. Don't put your entire budget into just one channel. Track performance for each channel so you can optimize over time. The days of contractors getting by with 1 or 2% marketing spend are over. In today's digital-first world, homeowners expect to find and research contractors online before making a call. The evidence is overwhelming that companies in our industry who allocate a higher share of revenue to marketing, particularly digital marketing, are outpacing those that cling to the old minimal mindset. For contractors who want to grow and future-proof their business, a marketing spend in the range of between 7 to 10% of revenue isn't excessive. It's appropriate and necessary. The old adage of doing good work is marketing is enough no longer is true by itself. You must absolutely deliver quality, but you also have to make sure people know about your quality. That requires a budget and a plan. Remember, marketing isn't a cost, it's a fuel for growth. Every dollar you put into marketing effectively can return multiple dollars in revenue. Whether you're a small local contractor or a large regional player, committing to the right marketing budget and implementing thoughtfully will position you to capture opportunities your competitors will miss. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about building a marketing budget or strategy, drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more marketing tips. I'll see you in the next video.